Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have Dr. Monica Agarwal from Cloud9 Hospital with us. She is an experienced, caring, and compassionate gynecologist with more than 15 years of elaborate experience in high risk pregnancy, infertility, adolescence, and menopausal issues. She also specializes in gynecological cancer surgery. She has done her MD from prestigious KGMC Lucknow University, which is one of the top 10 universities of the country. She has also been associated with the prestigious PGIMER Chandigarh as a senior resident. And she has special interest in natural birth, which includes painless delivery. So now, today, she'll be sharing with us her thoughts on diet, nutrition, and obesity. I hope all of you enjoy the session. Over to you, Dr. Monica. I welcome you, ma'am, on this talk.
Thank you, Dr. Swati, for the warm welcome. I hope I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all on the behalf of Cloud9 Hospital on this session, which is very important that the topic we are discussing today is diet, nutrition, and obesity. And I am Dr. Monica, as Swati already introduced me. This is an interactive session. You can write down your questions and you can ask me whatever doubts you have. So I begin the session. So first slide is about balance. As you all know that the fat or the obesity we have or the amount of BMI we have is the result of the balance, that is the energy we take in form of food, drinks consumed, and the energy expenditure in form of physical activity, body functions, and the daily calories you spend in your activities. So if this balance is not maintained and it leads to imbalance, it leads to obesity and increased fat gain. So here, if we have more energy intake, as we all know that nowadays lots of fast food, fatty foods, junk foods are available everywhere and anywhere. So if you have high quality foods and you take bigger portions, as we all know that the eat outs these days, they offer a lot of bigger portions. Sugar sweetened beverages and the food advertising these days is not towards the healthier side. It leads to more energy intake, and on the other hand, we are more moving towards a sedentary lifestyle. If we are office workers, we watch more TV, we have more car travel, we don't cycle to work, we don't walk to work, less of physical activity, walking, cycling. This leads to decreased energy expenditure, and the scale tips on the wrong side. In this work from home period, in this era, again, we are even more inclined towards gaining more weight. So this session is all about how to balance your diet and exercise and be on the right side of the scale. So how can we balance? Here, the best word I liked about this slide is moderation. So you have to remember this, that everything has to be in moderation. If you overdo things, then they will be just doing bad for you. So if at all you have craving for junk food, I can understand that sometimes you can have craving for junk food, but don't overdo it. Moderation, once a month, and the portion size small will do no harm to you, because you will compensate that thing over the week. If you have just taken some junk food, then you have to compensate that. But if you keep on taking and do not compensate for that and don't remember this word moderation, then obviously it will work against you. Another thing is healthy food choices. This plate I have shown for your benefit. So here, as we can all see, that the major portion of the diet consists of carbohydrates, but the carbohydrates chosen should be complex carbohydrates, not the refined ones. Means maida, white products, refined sugars should be out of your diet. You should choose more multi-grain options. And another very important part of your food plate is fruits and vegetables. So I would like to say that at least 3 to 5 servings of raw fruits and vegetables properly washed should compose your plate. And another component is the protein. I'll explain all these later on in detail. So here just we have a look at the plate. Carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, proteins, fats are also very important, but the amount and the quality should be looked into. And again, milk and dairy products also should be included in your diet. And portion sizes, obviously you should not feel overfilled, you filled in your tummy. You should not feel as if you are burping after having a meal. If you are burping and your portion sizes are large, then obviously it is not a good thing. Exercise is not to be neglected. You have to do 40 minutes to 1 hour of exercise on most of the days of the week. Sleep management is very important, the number of hours of sleep and proper time of sleep. And obviously, we are all under stress, but we learn to manage stress in our own unique way. So now we discuss the benefits of active living. Active living does many good things for you. You can understand that you feel more relaxed and more at peace when you go for a walk. It lowers your blood pressure, it increases your energy. Some people feel that if we do physical activity, then we'll feel very weak, will not feel energized. In fact, it is the opposite. If you do regular physical activity, your muscles are toned, your muscles are in a good shape, and you feel more energetic, more ready to do work. It improves your posture and balance of your body, it tones up your body, and it improves your quality of life. If you lead an active life, then you'll have a good quality sleep. On time, you'll feel like sleeping, and obviously, it helps to control your weight. Now, why do we talk about weight so much? I think everybody knows this, but we have to stress again and again. We have to inspire each other to maintain healthy weight. So, healthy weight is important for our health and overall well being, disease prevention, cosmetic looks, obviously, and self esteem. If you're going to office, you're going to work, and you are overweight, obviously, your self esteem will be a little lower than people who are in normal BMI. So, if we talk about the basics, the three important macronutrients of our diet are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, and the various micronutrients are vitamins, minerals, water, and fiber is also important part of your diet. I'll discuss the fiber also. So, you have to include all these macro and micronutrients in your diet as a part of healthy diet plan. So here is the food pyramid. You can get this food pyramid on various internet sites. The basics of this food pyramid is that the major portion of our diet consists of carbohydrates, obviously, but the carbohydrates you have to choose very wisely. You have to choose multigrain breads, multigrain cereals, brown rice, whole wheat pasta, and then you will be all right. You should not choose the refined carbohydrates, and the worst thing in refined carbohydrates is sugar. So sugar is one thing which, if you omit from your diet, will do you no harm. In fact, it will benefit your body in a very good way. Another thing which you can include in your diet means next important thing is the vegetable and fruits. So in total, you have to have around 5 servings of vegetables and fruits. So at least 2 seasonal fruits per day and 2 bowls of salad will do your body wonders. Your hunger will be satisfied for longer, and your blood sugar levels will be controlled, and lots of diseases will not touch you. Another thing is the milk products, but milk products, you have to remember that they should be low fat milk products, as in the toned or double toned milk products. Then the top of the pyramid is the fats, oils, and sweets. They have to be used very sparingly. just the amount enough for you. So if we want to change our diet, so maida has to be omitted. In place of maida, you have to include whole wheat flour in your diet. Multigrain chapati or a whole wheat chapati will be beneficial. Multigrain breads, and you have to look into the labels of multigrain bread. Sometimes if you don't read the labels, actually what you are having is maida only. So you have to, either you can bake a bread at home. There is a very easy recipe on internet. You can just learn how to bake a bread and bake your own bread. So multigrain breads in the market can be very misleading. You have to omit all these puris, parathas, white breads, cornflakes, cereals, ready-made cereals, fruit juices. So people think that fruit juices are very healthy for them. I always refuse that. Please don't have fruit juices. Once in a while, obviously you can have in 10-15 days, but it should not be a daily habit, because fruit juices, they contain lots of sugar. Some people ask that if we just make fruit juice at home, then it would be healthy, but the answer is still no, because if you have full fruit, you benefit from all the fiber it has, all the vitamins, minerals, and you will be satisfied in 2 fruits. But fruit juice needs at least 4 to 5 pieces of fruit juice, and it contains lots of fructose. Fructose is a natural sugar, but still, if taken in large amounts, it will not be beneficial for you. And oats is a very good choice of carbohydrates, but oats also you have to look into the type of oats you are having. Rolled oats are very good, but the white oats or the instant oats may not be that good for you. Now, as I already told, your worst enemy on your plate is sugar. So it adds to the calories, it gives you empty calories, it increases the blood glucose, it increases triglycerides, and it does many harms in your body. So sugar, whether natural form or the white sugar, should be avoided. You should try having natural sugars in moderation, but the white sugar should be avoided at all costs. Then we come to the proteins. Proteins are very important part of your diet, and proteins basically have can come from the vegetarian sources or the non-vegetarian sources. So non-vegetarian, we all know eggs, chicken, poultry, fish, meat can provide you protein. But for the vegetarian people, most of Indians are vegetarian. So I would like to stress upon the fact that you have to take milk and its products, but they should be low in fat. The yellow packet double toned or toned according to your needs. And the pulses are very important source of vegetarian sources of protein. Nuts you can have black gram. These are all very good sources of protein in for vegetarians. The milk products are stressed upon too much in our country. It is a good thing, but yes, the milk products have various components. So you should be taking the calcium and protein from the milk products, but not the fat, because it is invisible fat which your body does not need. So better you shift to toned or double toned milk products. Then we come to the fats. Yes, fats are very are also important for your body. You don't need to omit fats totally from your diet. They provide energy, but the energy is double from the energy which is provided by carbohydrates. They are essential in diet, but the amount should be around 10 to 20% of your total calories, and the choice of fat should be good. That means you should be taking natural oils like mustard oil, coconut oil, olive oil. You should try not taking saturated fats too much or the refined oils. Here also means I would not say that totally omit them from your diet, but moderation is the key. To the tune of 500 grams of oil per person per month, you can see what is the consumption of oil in your household things, and then you can reduce the same. And जैसे हम बोलते हैं, we say that that food melt in our mouth. The donuts were so nice that they melt in our mouth. So remember, whichever food melts in your mouth has a lot of fat in it. You have to stay away from such foods. Fibers are very important component. They help satisfying hunger, they prevent constipation, they help in regulating your sugars and cholesterol. The products, the food items which are rich in fiber, you should remember all these to include them in your daily diet. Whole wheat products, brown bread, whole pulses, oats, vegetables, fruits with peels, bran. Do not separate bran from your flour at home. Do not means you should be including bran in your rotis, multigrain rotis or whole wheat rotis with bran. Sprouts, beans, peas are very good important sources of fibers, proteins, and they are very good for you. Now, aerated drinks. So, aerated drinks are the worst thing that you can have. So you should be preferring non-aerated homemade drinks, and water is obviously the best beverage you can have. It clears toxin from your body. You should be having around 10 to 12 glasses of water every day. And the indication that you are having enough water can be taken by the color of your urine. If your urine is pale yellow in color, then you are taking adequate amount of water. If it is dark, then you need to drink and remember having water more. You can prepare lemonade. Lemonade is very good. Fresh coconut water, lemon water, lassi, buttermilk, homemade soup is very good. But aerated drinks, they give you only sugar and caffeine, which can create havoc in your body. Now we come to the breakfast. It is the most important meal of your day. Should not skip breakfast. This everybody knows, but we need to stress upon the fact. You need a hearty breakfast to kickstart your day, and then you should include lots of complex carbohydrates and protein to keep you fueled. Dining out is a very special thing. It just um, gives you a lot of calories dining out, but you have to be very careful while choosing food while dining out. You should see whether the food is fried or not. So avoid the fried food. The method of cooking could be steaming, roasting, poaching, baking, and then the food is quite healthy. Avoid the high fat salad dressings. Take salads without the dressing. Eat very slowly, mindfully, so that you are aware when you are full and you do not overfill yourself. If you are feeling like eating without hunger, then you should look into the fact whether you are thirsty. Sometimes thirst is confused as hunger and you keep on having food but you are not satisfied. So take a walk, have a glass of water. Maybe you are not hungry at that time. Drink plenty of water. Starving yourself will not answer the question you have, because later on you will end up overeating. So you can have small frequent meals, you eat at time, don't starve yourself. And if you can indulge in your favorite food once in a while, but in moderation. Go watch the portion sizes. Don't eat while watching your favorite program on TV, because you'll end up overeating. Go for exercise. Late night eating is not good for you. Indulge in moderation, as I already told you. Few options of healthy snacks are sprouts, raw veggies, low fat dips, carrots, fruits, salads. Makhanas are very good. You can roast the makhanas. Roasted chanas are very good. Yogurts are nice, and a veg sandwich is good. So if you want a healthy eating plan, you can contact the dietitian. Now I come to the obesity part. So this part I want to discuss in detail. So obesity, people think, is just a cosmetic problem, but it is not. We all understand that it is a complex disease. It can lead to various medical problems. There are innumerable, but I have listed a few here: cardiovascular diseases, the diabetes, hypertension, and various cancers are important medical problem which can happen if you are obese. Causes are basically inherited. Sometimes it runs in families. Environmental, like the environment you stay in, your dietary habits, what kind of food is prepared in your house, what kind of activity levels you follow, lack of exercise, and yes, certain diseases also can lead to increased weight gain. I will enumerate them, but please, some factors are modifiable, and you cannot blame only the genes and the diseases for obesity. You have to work on your body to feel healthy. Now, how do we diagnose obesity? This anyone can do. You can do it at home. You don't need to visit a doctor. So, if you calculate your BMI, that is body mass index, this is the measure of your obesity levels. The formula here is weight in height square in meters. You just first calculate your height in meters, square it, and then divide the weight in kgs upon that number of height. You will get your body mass index. So below 18.5 is underweight, 18.5 to 24.9 normal, 25 to 29.9 is overweight, and above 30 is obesity. So it's best to stay in this 18 to 24 range, but still overweight also, we see a lot of people 25, 26, they also lead a overtly normal life. But if you are touching 30 or more than 30, then that is very detrimental for you. And above 40 is morbidly obese. I'll not discuss the morbidly obese here. So we have to look into this. Now, if I tell about the risk factors, who all are at risk for having obesity? First is it runs in families, mostly because the families have same eating habits and same activity habits. आपने कई बार देखा होगा कि the whole family is moving in a mall or at some public place and the whole family is obese. The simple reason here is because the food is same which they are eating, and their TV watching habits and activity habits are same. And with such kind of families, we need to break their habits. We need to teach them that this is the unhealthy lifestyle they are leading, and we need to educate them. So the lifestyle, obviously lifestyle number one is diet. If you are taking very rich in calories, which is lacking in fruits and vegetables, will ultimately lead to obesity in a few years. If you take lots of fast food with oversized portion with a coke, then it is a detrimental combination. And again, sedentary life because of office work and screen time. These days I understand that all of you are staying at home and working for the office, but please take regular breaks and walk around a little bit, stretch on your chair. Next time we can have a session of ergonomics. And so little efforts will go a long way in ensuring your health. Again, we have certain diseases like thyroid disorder, Cushing's disease, which lead to obesity. But yes, if you correct your thyroid, if the thyroid values are within normal range, then it does not lead to obesity. Basically, if you leave the thyroid untreated and your thyroid just goes haywire, then only you will be obese. Certain medications like antidepressants, steroids also lead to weight gain, oral contraceptive pills also. Cooking habits or not knowing how to cook. This is a very important problem, not knowing how to cook. I see youngsters these days, they don't know even the ABC of cooking, and then they order out each and every day. So this is a recipe for disaster. If you don't know how to cook and you eat from outside, obviously it is understandable that ultimately your health will take a toll. So please, from a young age, learn how to cook. Mothers, they should teach their children irrespective of gender. Please teach your boys also how to cook, because if you know how to, it is a basic life skill. If you know how to cook, then you can easily take care of your health in future. Company is very important. If you want to lose weight, please keep the company of a person who is interested in healthy lifestyle and is active. So you will learn from that person, because we know that friends influence each other a lot. Now, if your age is running, then lots of hormonal changes occur and you have a very less active lifestyle in middle age, which makes losing weight even more difficult. So if you are overweight, try to just get rid of it before you turn 40, because after 40, losing weight becomes a little more difficult. We know that pregnancy time is difficult for the ladies, and some ladies they gain 20, 25, 30 kgs in pregnancy, which can never be lost. So as soon as you become pregnant, please follow the diet instructions. You just make a diet chart with the help of a dietitian, so that you gain only the recommended amount of weight gain. So your doctor will tell you according to your BMI how much weight you should gain. If you gain that much weight only, then it will be easier for you to lose afterwards. But if you gain more than 15 kgs, it is very, very difficult. Then again, lack of sleep. If you have late sleeping habits, you skip your sleep. Stress, gut bacteria is very important. Gut bacteria means your digestive system should be healthy. You should be taking more fermented products like yogurts, more of fermented products, so that your gut is healthy and you have a healthy body. Yo-yo phenomena, some people I see, they lose weight 10 kgs, and in another 6 months they gain back 15, again they lose 15 kgs, and then they again come back to you. This is the worst you can do to your body. If you cannot means if you lose and you cannot maintain, then losing weight is the effort is gone in a in waste bin. So please, if you have lost weight, you have to make efforts to maintain it, or 1 or 2 kgs here and there can do, but 10 kgs yo-yo phenomena will do more harm to your body rather than doing good. And PCOD I have mentioned separately. PCOD is increasing uh, by leaps and bounds these days, and hence you have to take care from adolescent age that girls do not land up in PCOD. Here I have given a slide, non-modifiable and modifiable risk factors for obesity. And hence we see that non-modifiable are less than the modifiable factors. So you cannot always blame your genetics or your age or ethnicity for your obesity. You have to modify these factors which are modifiable and lead a healthy lifestyle. Now let's discuss a few complications which you can have. There are lots of complications like heart disease, stroke, diabetes, cancers, which you can, these are serious complications. And mild complications, always you feel that if you gain weight, all these appear back. Digestive problems like heartburn. Obviously, when you eat more, it regurgitates in your esophagus and causes heartburn. Gallbladder diseases like gallbladder stones are more prevalent in people who have higher body mass index. Liver, fatty liver. You must have all heard about fatty liver. This is a very rampant problem these days. Earlier, we used to see liver problems only in people who were alcoholic, but now with increasing fat, increasing dyslipidemias, having bad cholesterol in your body, the liver becomes fatty, and it is almost like having alcoholic fatty liver disease, alcoholic liver problem. And this is to a certain level, it is reversible. If the liver is grade 1, we can say that please modify your diet and increase your exercise, it will reverse. But after certain stage, it becomes irreversible. So please take care of your liver. Liver is a very important part in your body which is damaged by fat. Females can have irregular periods, infertility, they can have pregnancy complications, sleep apnea, you will not get good peaceful sleep at night. Osteoarthritis, there is a lot of weight on your knees are carrying your entire body, and they'll get a lot of stress and have osteoarthritis, then you will need a knee replacement later in life. Quality of life, we all know that when we gain weight, the quality of life takes a crash. And other problems like depression, disability, sexual problems, guilt feeling, social isolation, workplace issue crop up when you are having high body mass index. Now, here I would like to stress that when to start thinking about obesity. So, actually, you start thinking in the intrauterine life, but certain things are important for childhood obesity. We see a lot of children who are obese these days. This is because their grandparents like them chubby, and they say, no, make them eat ghee, make them eat lots of sweets. But that is not okay, because children these days do not play a lot. You must feel the difference that when we were children, we used to play for 4-5 hours in a row and we used to keep on running. But nowadays, the children, they have a lot of screen time. They have other things to do on their phone. Parents do not see them. They give them iPad and leave them like this. So the childhood obesity has to be looked into, and we have to teach our children from a very young age healthy eating and physical activity. So prevention, as I already told you, starts from the intrauterine life. The mother who is expecting a baby should eat healthy. On the first visit itself, when a mother is expecting a baby and comes to me at his first visit, I give a diet in written. These are the items you should avoid and these are the items you can take. This goes a very long way in the health of the baby, because the mother's eating habits, they affect the intrauterine baby, and the baby can have, if she does not eat healthy, the baby can have obesity, lot of problems later in life, and it can actually change your epigenetics. Genetics cannot be changed, but eating habits can change little small gene segments, and they can permanently change the baby's eating preferences and the physical activity preferences. So the expecting mother has a lot of responsibility on her to create good citizens in terms of she should eat healthy, she should take care of herself, and she should walk and exercise according to the instruction we give you. We give you the activity levels, what you should be doing in each trimester, so that we gradually increase your activity, your ultrasounds come normal, and we again increase your activity. We make you do walks, exercises, yoga, deep breathing. So this should start in the intrauterine life. Then the next main area of interest is infancy. So people in India like their infants to be chubby. ये तो बहुत chubby है, इसके जो है, there are lots of fatty cheeks and all, but that is not good. You should not overfeed your infant. You should learn the cues of refusal. There are lots of books available these days how to learn the cues of refusal. Please don't overfeed your baby when the baby refuses to feed. Otherwise, the baby will not learn how to refuse for food, and it will keep on overfeeding till the child grows up. You have to do some work, go outdoor with kids and give the kids some active time. Again, exercise regularly, make a healthy eating plan, learn how to cook, keep a food journal. If you are not honest with yourself, ask somebody else to keep a food journal for you. Monitor your weight regularly, keep a weighing machine at home, be consistent, and please, if once in a while you binge, don't lose patience, because I've seen girls who just once one fine day they lose their patience, and then again they say, ma'am, us din I binged, and then for next 7 days I binged. No, if you binge one fine day, please don't lose patience. Again, start on a new note the next day. If you are not able to do it yourself, take professional help, because hiding the problem will not solve your problem. So in the end, I would like to say that health is like money. We never know its value until we lose it. I hope today's presentation was useful, and if you make one or two changes also in your life, I would be happy that I took this session today. Thank you all for your patient listening. This is my number and email ID if you want to ask me something in person. And I'm open to question now. If you have questions, I will be more than happy to answer them all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this useful session. So we have a few questions from the audience. So shall I take the questions?
Yeah, sure, you can take.
So, ma'am, the first question is, what are the mandatory food items, being female, we should include in our diet as a daily meal?
Okay. So for females, I would say that they should include few items regularly in their diet. So number one on this list is milk and milk products, because milk contains lots of calcium, and calcium will give you strong bones, because female are more prone to having osteoporosis and also at least 500 to 800 ml of milk or dahi or lassi, milk and milk products is important. Next on the list is two fruits, seasonal fruits daily. Seasonal fruits like you can have anything, banana, apple, pomegranate, babu gosha, anything which is available readily in the market. Seasonal fruit, two at least you should include in your diet. Next is the bowl of salad. So the bowl of salad should be very colorful. You can include any seasonal salad, including leaves, salad leaves, tomato, cucumber, etc., radish and all. You can include these. And the bowl of salad will give you lots of fibers. It will give you lots of iron in your diet, so that the iron loss which happens to the females every month is replenished. And the next important thing is the soya products. So soya products are especially important for females. You can have 3 times a week, means soya, any tofu or Nutella nuggets, or you can have soya milk. This is very important because it is a good source of vegetarian source of protein, and also it gives you lots of phytoestrogen, plant estrogens, which help you in maintaining your health very nicely. Rest, of course, you will have your regular meals, dal, chawal, roti, sabzi and all. But these three things I would say that you should include in your diet on a very regular basis. Have lots of water to maintain your genital and urinary health, because females, they tend to have lots of urinary tract infections. So if you include lots of water, then the tendency of having UTI is less. I think that should answer your question.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, definitely to answer our question. So the next is about difference between PCOS and PODs. PCODs.
Okay, so see, PCOS and PCOD, there is not much of a difference. PCOD is a disease which, on a scale of 0 to 10, we can just place the disease. Some girls, they have a less severe disease. On a scale, they would be 0, 1, 2. Or some girls, they would be having a very severe disease. On the scale 10, 9, 10, they would be having a very severe disease. So it's just naming the same thing two different ways. Okay. So syndrome is basically more severe form of the disease, and PCOD is less severe. So it doesn't make a lot of difference. Means any doctor, some doctors, they will write PCOD, some will write PCOS, but basically it is the nomenclature of the same disease. And this disease is also a lifestyle based disease. So if you lead a active life and have healthy food habits, then obviously your scale will reduce and you will just fall from 10 to 1, 2, and then it will be good for you.
Thank you, ma'am. So another question is, what should be the good diet for the feeding mothers?
Okay. So the feeding mothers, there are lots of myths in our society that we should give them lots of ghee, we should give them lots of panjiri sweets. That is a total myth. The lactating mothers, they need 500 kilocalories over and above the normal people for producing milk. So breast milk basically is 98% water and rest 2% are milk solids. So first important thing that you should be having is water and fluids. Around 3 liters of water and fluids you need, and that should not always be ajwain water. So the lactating mother, she always gets ajwain water. She does not like this, and she does not have that water, and she goes into dehydration. So I would like to advise lactating mothers that they should be taking lots of plain water, lemon water, lassi, coconut water to the tune of 3 liters per day. And next important thing is protein. So if your elders in the family, they say that you should have be having panjiri. So panjiri you can have, but the amount should be very less, half a katori, two spoons, and it should be made out of nuts with less sugar and less saturated fat. Rest, the high protein diet, you can have normal, lots of dals, eggs, if you like to have eggs, milk products will help you. And once the lactation is established, then you will feel it's a cakewalk. It's just like a cakewalk. Once the baby learns how to feed and you learn how to lactate the baby for 2 years, it's very easy. So that is the thing.
Okay, ma'am. So another question is, what should be the diet for ITP patients on daily basis?
So ITP is not my field of interest. Actually, I'm a gynecologist. As far as I know, ITP patient, they don't need special diet, but for this, maybe you will have to contact the dietitian or the physician, because ITP actually is not my field. Sorry to say.
Okay, ma'am. No problem, ma'am. So is it good to go for the vegan diets?
Vegan diets, you can go for vegan diets for a little while, because but vegan diets are deficient in certain nutrients. So the people who are on vegan diets, they have to check their levels of various vitamins and minerals in their body regularly, and they will need a supplement, means supplement for vitamin B12 or vitamin D, because vegan diets, they are devoid of dairy products also. So the vegan diets have to be very carefully planned, and vegan diets need to include certain things on a daily basis, broccoli, spinach, and all, so that they don't land up in having nutrient deficiency. But they also need to get their blood tests done on a regular basis and have supplements. So vegan diets, of course, they can go, but obviously they'll have to take supplements.
Okay, ma'am. So another question is, can we include dairy products in our diet if we are thyroid patients with breakout acne problems?
Yeah, there is no contraindication in including dairy products if you have acne or thyroid. So thyroid also has lots of myths associated with it, that you should not be taking cauliflower, broccoli if you are suffering from thyroid. But uh, these things, if you take in very, very large amounts daily for around 15 days or 1 month, then only they'll cause that harm. If you are having one small serving twice a week of cauliflower or broccoli, it will do no harm to you. So you can safely take anything in moderation. See, everything nowadays, I see that Ayurveda is being promoted a lot. ये काढ़ा ले लो, वो काढ़ा ले लो, reduce it to half, add so many spices, reduce it to half, and then drink. But down the line, if you overdo these products also, they'll cause harm to you. Okay, they'll cause a lot of harm to your liver. So Ayurveda or allopathy or any food product, you have to learn the key of moderation. I had seen one patient, she took a lot of flaxseed. Flaxseed are very good for the body. She took 4-5 spoons of flaxseed, and she had a lot of allergy on her face. So everything in moderation is good, but if you overdo anything, doing exercise also harms the body. So you have to learn when to stop. So dairy products can be taken safely, but obviously not 1.5 liter, 2 liter. You can have around 500 ml of dairy products easily.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. The last question is, does the intermittent fasting is good?
Yeah, intermittent fasting is good. Intermittent fasting is designed for people who have insulin resistance. So if you read about insulin resistance, you will come to know that this is an entity very common in girls who have PCOD and people who have diabetes. So the body does not respond to insulin, and it leads to a vicious cycle which is broken by intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting can be done under guidance. If you do, it is very good, and it does good for the body. It improves your insulin resistance, and it also leads to weight loss. But you should not be stuck up in the phenomena of yo-yo, as I already told you, that once you stop intermittent fasting, then again you gain your weight back is not good. If you have lost weight with the help of intermittent fasting, then you have to, again, when you resort to normal diet, you have to plan it very carefully, that you do not gain all the weight back. And again, intermittent fasting, I think, has not to be done daily, means all the 7 days of a week. You can do it for 2 days, 3 days a week. That will benefit you. But yes, intermittent fasting is good. You can do it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So that's all from the questions. So thank you so much for this interactive session, and we definitely had again a lot of information about this diet plan. So we would like to have you in the future endeavors also. On the behalf of Chitkara Fraternity, I would like to thank Dr. Monica on this webinar session. Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome. Thank you for calling me on this session. I also enjoyed a lot interacting with all people, and I would love to have more sessions in future. So you can all think what you want to hear about, and then I'll prepare a very good presentation for you and do it. Thank you, all of you, for a patient hearing.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Definitely, we will call you next time.
Sure.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all the participants for being here. Thank you all.